So you join me up here on the roof. I've just been marking out where I want to put my Maxxair fan. So this is the cowling, that, if you're not familiar with them. This is the flange that goes on the roof, and I've got to cut a hole out in my ceiling in the roof of my van to put this in place. It's always a bit daunting cutting holes in the roof of your van. So yeah, I've just been doing this off camera just to make sure I get it right, take the pressure off myself. And you might not be able to see what I've done here because it's all in blue, like painter's tape. I've just used that to sort of mark out where I want it to go. And also the benefit of that is if I make a mistake or I want to change where it goes, I can always peel up the tape and start again without having loads of marks everywhere and trying to work out what the hell I'm doing and end up cutting to the wrong mark. So luckily I haven't had to do that. I think I've just got it right first time, fingers crossed. So yeah, next job is to get my Sharpie and just join up my squares, join up the corners of my square, and then get the angle grinder out and cut the hole. So yeah, it's always a bit nerve-wracking, like I said, cutting holes in the roof of your van, but can't be helped. If you want a fan, you've got to have a hole. So right. If you've got a Crafter or a Sprinter, you'll know that there's these ridges on the roof, and when it comes to fitting these fans, actually it's a real pain, the fact that they exist. They're obviously for strengthening to stop the panel from deforming or vibrating, I think, but it does mean that where my fan's going to go, the ceiling flange is going to sit right on top of these ridges, which is probably not great. The reason it's not great is it's going to leave a valley here for water to get into. So as with probably every other Maxxair fan install in the world, I'm going to be using butyl tape to try and level off this valley. This end, it's actually on a flat piece of the van, which is lucky. But I might have to try and taper it down slightly. I don't really know until I've got the hole and I can put the flange in and actually look and see what I'm dealing with, really. So yeah, not ideal, but you know, who said building a van was easy? Right, so next up, get the grinder, get some power up here, and yeah, get to cutting. Just one last quick sanity check before I start cutting into the roof. Yeah, right, here goes something. I would say here goes nothing, but it's not nothing, it's something. I'm cutting into the roof. And it's best to do this so I don't get covered in sparks. Like this, I think. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit of tape on this in the hope that when I finish this last cut, this piece of metal, my dad would kill me for my pronunciation, this piece of metal won't just drop and damage my floor inside. There we go, hopefully that'll secure it whilst I do this last side. It looks like it is through. So now then, can I grab hold of this without it dropping? Oh no, it's not through. That's why. Wrap it. And there we go. One piece of my roof. Lovely. And for the test, let's take these headphones off. Right, let's see if this little flange thing is like to fit this hole first time. Oh yeah, lovely. Lovely job. That's a big hole. Yeah. Right, let's go and have a look to see what it looks like from the inside. So yeah, that's I think that's come out all right. Obviously, just needs a bit of a tidy up with the grinder, I think, just to take some of these burrs off. And yeah, you could probably see where I mean about the hump in the middle, that it's there's quite a gap either side of it, and that's unfortunately that's at the leading edge. So that's where, if I'm driving into rain, that's where the water is going to be coming out and hitting first. So I'm going to have to try really hard, I think, to make sure that seals. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how the rest of it's turned out. It's, yeah, really good. Yeah, I used the dimensions out of the instructions, which this is the 400mm deluxe fan, Maxxair fan, and yeah, it said to use a cutout of 400mm. 400 by 400, and yeah, it gives a little bit of wiggle room, but actually that's no bad thing. So yeah, like it. So yeah, now the next thing is get the grinder out, put the sanding disc on, tidy up the edges, and then yeah, start sealing it. So yeah, hopefully this is the last job that I need to do on the roof of the van before I can then start putting the ceiling up. I'm basically working top down at the moment, so yeah, it's coming along. Luckily it's not raining today. It's been raining pretty much every other Saturday in January. We're in January, not June. I wish we were in June. Yeah, it's been raining pretty much every Saturday, and this is the first dry Saturday I think we've had, so perfect time to be cutting a hole in the roof of the van. So anyway, let's get to some grinding. Right, lovely. That's all. Yeah, removed all of those burrs. I'll have to be careful about doing too much, otherwise I'll turn it into a knife's edge. But yeah, nice. Okay. Next up, I'll go and grab a can of paint, and I'll just apply a bit of paint to these edges. And that way, hopefully, they won't rust in the future. Right, so I've got the edge of the hole painted now. I've got a bit of blue paint, which isn't a good colour match with this, but it's better than the grey zinc that I was using before. So, time now to have a go with this butyl tape. Let's see, how wide does this need to be? Ugh. It's nearly as wide, isn't it? Not quite, it's kind of 2/3 of the width. So let's see. Yeah, I think I might trim it afterwards, maybe. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes. Kind of making this up as I go along. Standard me, really. Oh, that's sticky. Let's get that way up. Can I cut this with scissors? Really hope I can. Yeah, it doesn't stick to the scissors, so that's good. In which case, let's try cut this to the approximate width that I need. It's going to take quite a few layers, I think, to build this up. Let's move that so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's one bit. Man, this stuff sticks. That's a good thing, I think, but it's very sticky. Right, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think 6 bits of tape should fill the gap. I think. And then I could put one bit over the top, a bit down here, and then maybe build this up slightly to try and ramp it down to something along here. That's my vague plan. Let's just hope it goes to plan. Oh. Okay, that's 6 both sides now. Let's see if I can squish that into there. Yeah. Okay, 6 both sides. Let's work out how far across that needs to go. Is that level now? Let's get in there, I think. Okay. That feels level, so that's good. Right, okay, let's see how this fits. Fingers crossed. For a start, that is not a bad fit. I think it needs a bit more here, where these ridges they slope down. So I think it needs a little bit more here, just to raise that up slightly and fill in this gap. But other than that, I'm pretty happy for a first attempt. Not too bad at all. Will this actually lift off now? No. Maybe I'll have to fill that with silicone instead, because that is properly stuck down. Okay, well, not terrible. I'm pretty pleased. I might have a look from the inside and just see how it looks. Be right back. Right. A little bit of silicone. Right, so hopefully that's this all sealed up. So I've done the silicone first to try and get it into the gap, and then when I put the screws in, I'm hoping that'll squish it down and like take out any of the air. I've also put it in from the inside as well, so where I could see daylight, I put quite a lot in from the inside, so I'm hoping that's really going to seal it. I think the butyl tape has done a really good job here. I can't see any daylight from inside, and I'm pretty sure as soon as I screw that down, that's going to be really nice and watertight. So yeah, I think that's next. Get the screws in, and then get the fan on top and call it done. Right, let's start in the centre and hope. Okay, good. 15 more to go. Right, that's all those screws in then, and as I hoped, the silicon's actually pushed out, so I know that it's basically taken up all of the air rather than trying to put that in now and then having air gaps. So it's happened both sides, which is nice. Got a little bit of plastic swarf in that one though. Let's get rid of that. I think it's now time to grab the actual fan and fit it on, see how it looks. I don't enjoy coming up and down this ladder, going up and down on this roof. Right, let's just see what happens when I put this on top. Fingers crossed it all works. Oh, beauty. Look at that. First try. Amazing. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy that just slotted in there. Right. Get some screws in, I guess. What is it knocking on? Not as easy as it first appeared. Oh. So it looks like I celebrated too earlier. Before, when I dropped this in the hole, I thought it was just going to slot in and it'd be lovely, but yeah, that was not a lot of fun. So I had to use a pry bar on this little bit of plastic moulding that I'm assuming this is why they give it to you, or maybe it's just to strengthen the panel, but I ended up having to put my pry bar there, put some weight on it, and then get my screw in, because there's a little metal bracket inside, and yeah, like a, I don't know, like a receiving bracket, and then your self-tapping screw goes into that, and the holes were way off, so I had to sort of push down on the fan and get the thing in, get the screw in, but I didn't want to push down on the perspex because the lid, because it feels a bit sort of fragile, you know. But yeah, managed to get my way around it. I'm assuming it's because there's a rubber seal in the bottom, and then it pulls down onto the seal to make it weather tight. But yeah, it's here now and it's in. So, and I think it's quite, with my awning there, I think actually it's quite, it doesn't stand out too much. Certainly when it's down, it will, you know, it won't be any higher, I think, than the awning, which was one of my fears, was it was just going to be too high up. But no, it's in. Right, let's get this plastic off, and then that is it done. Well, at least the outside bit done. I've still got to wire up the inside, and do the beauty ring. You've got to trim that to the height based on your ceiling, so I'll have to do that afterwards, but I'll do that once the ceiling goes in. But actually fitting it to the roof, it feels like that's done. So pretty pleased with it. Hopefully this will go some way to helping with the condensation problem as well, having a bit more ventilation in here. But, and certainly in the summer when we go to Europe and it gets really hot and we're in the middle of a heat wave in Italy or something, this will be an absolute lifesaver. So yeah, bit of huffing and puffing now, but I'll forget all about that in sort of 6 months' time. So yeah, better tidy up and get everything off the roof, I guess. Yeah, I'm really hoping this is the last time I've got to come up here. Anyway, so if you have got this far, thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. There'll be more videos coming, obviously, as I'm building the rest of the van, rebuilding it after I stripped it out. Yeah, this is a bit of a crash back to reality after going to Finland last week. But if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link at the end, and you can go and have a look. So anyway, you'll see me on the next one. Goodbye.